we go, and go live. Okie dokie. All right. Making sure everything is working here. Let me see if this chat thing will ever work. Do it here. All right. So let's figure this out. Chat out. There we go. Okay, maybe this will work. We will see. Just getting everything figured out here, guys. Everything figured out. Seems kind of loud, but maybe that's better. I will put this on to see if this helps. Sounds really loud to me. Turn it down. All right. Make sure everything is running again. Yep, that's working. And this is working. Yep. All right. So again, yeah, trying to avoid Avengers spoilers. So trying to figure out what the opposite of that would be. What is the opposite of the Avengers? Let me type that in. I had an idea if I can't find it. That's literally the first thing I have. What's the opposite of Avengers? Oh, it's the definition of the word. All right. So the one thing I can think of is I saw Tangled for, I'll say the first time, but I haven't seen it in a while. And it's a great movie. It's freaking beautiful. Disney movie, Tangled. If you haven't seen it, you should watch it. With my daughter, and there is a really cool scene of it's a really cool shot of the waterfall in the tower. So I think I'm just gonna do that. It's just like a very nice scenic. Let's see here. Yep. So I'm gonna be kind of zoomed out a little bit, but it's of the big tower, and it's inside like almost like a valley. Like a valley, and then the tower is there. It's like pushed way back. And it has some stuff in the foreground. And cool waterfall back here. I'm going to do it all from memory just because that way I'm not completely ripping it off, but I'll try to give it my own kind of, for lack of a better word, flair. I don't think I like that word very much. Some water running through. So you can just kind of, you're going to see how fast I kind of do some of this stuff, at least the initial sketching. And also, if you are here, the Forgivers, that's pretty good, Mike. It's pretty good. What would the Forgivers be? It would just be like a bunch of parents, like people in their 50s, probably. Nobody young, because young people, and myself included, forgive anything or anybody. Eventually we will. When you're 20, you don't forgive anybody. Everybody's the worst when you're in your 20s. I see that now. Dating myself, being really old. Also, if you are, I don't think there's anybody else in here. But I was going to say, if the music is too loud, I've added music this time. I don't know if it's too loud. I can turn it down on my headphones, but I just kind of want to have it in the background a little bit, so if I'm not talking, it's not that boring. Anyways, yeah. So let's let's do like some stuff in the foreground. What kind of probably should use more perspective stuff. I'm really terrible at it. But normally it's like single point perspective and everything's kind of coming off of it. And if you're watching this after I recorded it and you're just losing your mind, another thing is probably not what I try not to do with a lot of pieces and even taking photos is you never want really anything in the center and dead center. It's kind of boring when you have something dead center. You always want to put it above or below where the horizon line would be. I mean, it's definitely a stylistic choice. Sometimes it looks really cool if, you know, like that Wes Anderson, everything centered kind of look. But for me, I'll do it sparingly, or if I think that the piece needs it. But normally, I try to keep the perspective line either down here in the lower thirds, upper thirds. Sometimes I'll push it like this, way down here, or even way up here. Just creates a more dynamic picture. If you're just going to do it flat, I mean, you can even tweak it out and do like an angle, low angle, something like that, which is kind of cool. But yeah, for this, I'm going to keep it. I keep it kind of low. I'm trying to think of what I want the ground plane to be. Again, this isn't the best way to do it, but it's probably going to be really low, so I can look at the tower. Right, so keep it low. I'm still thinking about the Forgivers. Pretty good line, Mike. Pretty good. Again, I'm going to have some stuff in the foreground here. I'll kind of keep everything here. Let's see if I keep it like this, if this helps. I think Photoshop has like a built-in perspective thing, I think. You can see how it kind of works if I'm on the ground plane. Let me see if that's coming in this window. Yes. You imagine like a checkerboard. If you laid it down on the ground, it would kind of look like that. See? I'm keeping it flat. Everything's kind of pointing to this one area. But again, right now I'm just trying to figure out stuff. So what I might actually do is move it here to the right. Let me change colors again. Make it so it's super obnoxious. Let's do a little brighter. Actually, I'm going to knock this drawing down a little bit. So I kind of work like this where I'll just do multiple. You can't see it because I cropped out the layers because those are unessential when you're kind of watching, non-essential. But that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of working on different layers, and then you can do it again, draw it over and over again. I'm going to have the tower here. I think this might look better in like a different format, actually. So I'm already going to start cropping how this is going to be. So something like that, because then it'll make everything look taller. So what I'll actually do is, because I want to keep the canvas as big as I can. So right now it's 3,000 pixels. So I'll do, I'll do 6. Why the heck not? I'm going to do it up. And that's way too much, but we'll see. I can always crop it down, so I'm going to start cropping it. Maybe even make it more narrow. That'd be kind of cool. I'll do it like that. Let me see what it's at now. So, for some reason, I'm so OCD. I don't want it to be weird numbers, so I'll do 45 by 28. Just keep it nice and round. There's a slight difference. And then I can go in the background. I will choose the background color, and then I'm going to fill the background color. So now you can see kind of, let me really zoom out here, you can kind of see how the super long canvas now instead of straight. And so what that can do now, I can really push this tower, the height of the tower. And again, it's not going to be this boring when it comes to how the tower's going to look. It's not going to be straight up and down. I'm just kind of laying out where everything's going to be. Just to get an idea. So if I keep the other horizon pretty low, and then put like a waterfall or whatever, maybe like a little one next to it, create all these kind of cool straight lines. I might even and this is experimenting me live streaming even the sketching. Normally I have the sketch done and I'm just painting, but you know, you just not watch this one, or if you don't care, then you move on to when I'm painting it later on. But for now, I'm just gonna kind of document everything and see what sticks really. It's freaking hot here. Probably because I'm wearing a sweater. Trying to see how to create the illusion of the. I mean, if there's like little baby trees. And then like a mountain on this side, kind of competing a little bit. That way I don't have to have a tree in the foreground. I don't know, it could be a tree in the foreground here. Kind of like the mountain idea better. Mountain over here. Maybe there's a tower over here. Some kind of little, I'm drawing on the top mountain over here. Some kind of little tower up here. It's kind of working a little bit. And the other movie, in the movie Tangled, it's hidden. But I'll have this one kind of exposed. And then I want to be able to see the water down here. And some of this. And we'll put maybe a little lizard guy here. It's looking pretty good. This tower should definitely be almost touching the top, I think. And again, I might add some like other little details, like some it'll definitely have the little balcony. I'm trying to get the scale of this to look way bigger than it is. Roof. So maybe if that's the window. And then the shot also had the hair flowing out, which looked super cool. So this will be all brick, and then you won't even see the character, but maybe the hair is like flowing down like this. Kind of like it flipping up at the end, but yeah, something like that. You can start to see, starts to take shape a little bit. And then, like, you know, I'll do details, but it'll be like covered in moss. Her hair will also be going different directions, so for the most part, I feel like I should maybe do the horizon a little bit higher. Right now it's basically in the middle, like I was just saying not to do. But if it's here with the trees here, you know, there'll be clouds, what have you. Maybe even put a cloud in front of this guy to really push it back, make it look like it's up in the clouds. Get rid of this tree. I can start blocking this in now, and then we'll see. I have a feeling I'll probably have to add some more stuff, but this is not the eraser I want. Where is my eraser? Natural Edge 2. Very picky about my tools. It's going to kind of clear away some of these lines so I'm not confused. It probably looks like a mess to you guys. Yes. Brush. Back to brush. I can switch back and forth really quick because I have this pen. I draw on a Cintiq. I don't think I ever said that. Not a tablet. That's a Cintiq, so it's a monitor you draw on essentially. But you have this little pen, and it knows when you flip it because it has like a little eraser side and a little pen side and a little button on it. It's pretty cool. But it knows that this is the eraser side. You tell it that, and then that's why I can kind of switch back and forth easy without hitting the keys. I'm sure some people like to hit the keys. I'm really bad at hitting keys. I always forget where they are, even though I've been doing it forever. So I'm going to use... You can use the Shift key on Photoshop and it'll draw a straight line. So I just sometimes will do that just to make sure that I'm at least hitting it kind of where it should be. There's no other straight lines, so this waterfall is a straight line. And I'll do the other little one next to it. Nothing else is really a straight line. We have this little curvy guy. These will be rocks. And then we'll have the water kind of come like this, and then it'll be nice and grassy. I should have trees down here, just to kind of give you an idea of how big everything is. So if I have like maybe this one will be behind it. I kind of want to see the whole, kind of want to see the whole thing, the whole tower, but we'll see. You can even, I could do some stuff in the foreground like this, but we'll see. It's kind of nice to break up this. So then this is just another layer. I'm just drawing with blue. And she's going to be here, and then this is going to be the hair. Kind of want to make it feel like if it wasn't flowing, it would be able to touch the ground. And then here is this guy, and we'll kind of just put him in, and there's like the rough side of the mountain. There'll be some snow like this. And again, maybe I'll put, I don't know what I'm going to put up here. Something cool. That's something so cool. Rotate the canvas a little bit. With Photoshop, you can rotate the canvas like this around and around and around, which is kind of cool. Because naturally, you don't really draw straight up and down. You kind of draw at an angle. But that's why I put those, I use Photoshop to do those straight lines, because it kind of helps. Because sometimes if it's angled and you think it's straight, as soon as you put it straight, you realize your lines are like at an angle. But sometimes naturally, it's just easier and to draw in this this angle. Go. We'll do this here, and then there's going to be like a bunch of trees here. There might be those triangle trees, actually. That might be kind of cool. Try to keep everything real basic shapes. That's kind of what I ended up doing. Not that I won't deviate, but I'm still kind of learning what my style is and what that kind of looks like. So yeah, here's the waterfall. Kind of have the water going down. Just kind of color this in real quick. Just as a reminder. Probably some jagged rocks, kind of chilling out. Yeah, that I'll do it with texture. And then there'll be like fog or mist kind of down there. I did this for Harry Potter thing. I had like a little extra little guy here. I might do that just because it looks cool. And that's what's great about working like on this, is it can be whatever you want it to be. Not to sound like Bob Ross, but it's true. It's very true. Just kind of keep this. Again, I'm just kind of redrawing over. So you can see I'm kind of blocking it out, which is such a huge difference from starting from here. Let me turn this up. It's kind of where I started. And then I made it bigger, so then I drew this on top, and then I drew this on top. So it's still, it's still pretty sloppy. I normally leave both on, because sometimes I forget to do some of the lines, the blue lines, but together it kind of gives you an overall picture of what I'm trying to do, at least. And then these will all be kind of bricky things, so I'll probably just do, instead of doing all the way down, I'll put like little individual bricks, and then put, like I said, do like some moss kind of stuff like that, but then there'll still be bricks all the way down. Maybe like a big chunk taken out of it. I want it to look a little worn. So you can kind of, I'm doing it real small. You can kind of zoom in a little. You'll see what I'm doing. So I'm just taking big chunks out of this thing, out of this tower. Pretty ugly close up. You can see all scribblies. Just kind of the layout. Yeah. Gotta figure out what kind of trees I want to do for down here, but they might just be big bushy trees like that with these kind of branches. Again, this might be behind, so I can do this moss. Now you can see. But the trees will give it perspective and give it scale. And then these rocks will be like hard edge rocks, and like I said, this will probably be like, there's that little lizard character. So I don't know if I'm going to do straight up the Disney version, but at least I can have like a little lizard guy here. I'll be like, lizard. Do. Okay. I don't really know what else I'm going to put in this thing. I do have to pick up the kid here pretty soon. So I might just stop with the drawing. Might be short, but that's good. It's a good thing. It won't be boring. Yeah, there might be some like lighter trees in the back. Definitely overlapping the waterfall. We'll do this again. And I'll create some depth with the trees, make it look really lush. Just add some just colors and tree trunks back here. And if I do that, you'll know what I'm doing. These trees will be a little bit closer. Might work. Looks pretty good. Gotta really bring home this waterfall. Just so I really won't forget, but maybe what I'll do too, instead of it being straight, you'll see right here, instead of straight, a little unnatural straight into it, I could, have it be like this and then just cut into it. And normally, I might not do it that harsh because this is very boxy looking, but at least it looks, again, it's perspective, it's overlap and a little bit of an angle perspective. I'll probably put a bunch of grass up here like this. Yippee! Grass, 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 grass. Grass, 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 grass. And then these trees will still live here because they would live behind anyways. So just put a couple more branches. Big old trees. Try to draw them just with some shape. Actually, yeah, maybe I should figure out what I'm going to do here before. Before I start blocking it all in with the actual shapes for painting. I tend to jump ahead. So what could be up here? Checking the chats to see if there's anything. No. Okay. It could be the castle. I don't want it to be another tower. I mean, let me see if it looks like if it's just a mountain. I mean, it could just be a mountain. Trying to see if this works real quick while we're waiting. Oh, sure doesn't. Which I don't know why. Okay, go here. It's definitely not chatting here. Sorry, I was trying to see if the chat worked. Sorry, back to it. Could be another castle. Let's try a castle again. Some weird looking castle. And I'm way zoomed in, so since everything is kind of straight up and down, I'll probably keep it the same, not do anything kind of crazy with flared out. If I do this, it kind of looks like a big birthday cake. And there's some other landscape over here too, maybe to the right. Just kind of hilly business. Again, that can change. I'm just kind of throwing everything in here. Some stuff may not live when it's all said and done. Okie dokie. I think that's going to be it, to be honest. A lot faster than I thought it would be. But let's see, what can you see on the screen? Yeah, you basically are seeing what I'm seeing. Yeah. So I think this is it. I don't know if this is the anti-Avenger drawing that we were all hoping for. But yeah. It'll be fun to do something that's not have people in it, so it'll just be straight up scenery. I can work on textures and on all that color stuff. So yeah, this is going to be it. I have decided for right now until Monday. So this will be a piece that I'll just work on the days that I stream, and I won't touch it in between, so that way I'll get the whole progress of it all. From beginning to end. Right on. Okay. Thank you for watching, and see you next time.